Hello all, I am Patrice Peris. For those who do not know me, I'm a singer, songwriter, voice coach, and here to help you all in this ever-evolving, crazy world we call the music industry. So today I want to break down the hard truth of what a lot of musicians fantasize will happen in the beginning of their journey versus what really does. So bear with me as I break down these key differences that hopefully will help you, because as you face them, you can then better understand it and better progress forward. So let's go. All right, guys. So one of the key things that I found with a lot of artists is, especially as they're starting their journey, there's this idea that they are going to do a few lessons or learn a little bit about, how to book gigs or things like that. And then all of a sudden there is going to be these amazing opportunities that present themselves that are financially awesome, going to pay hundreds of dollars. They're going to be in front of tons of people, and it's just going to be kind of like the perfect gig. Now, the hard truth is, and this all depends on where you are in your journey, but again, I'm kind of speaking to like when you start, you're typically going to start by having these less than stellar gigs, right? Maybe not a ton of people, maybe not a lot of pay. I would always push for some kind of compensation, but I do find that a lot of artists, when they're starting, and for myself, I would do kind of charity work, right? So even though there might not be money attached to it, there could be some good promotion. And especially as you climb the ladder, kind of going off here a little bit, but I want for you to keep in mind, like, I do not advocate for this always, right? It's very, very important as a whole, as a group, that we push to get compensated for our time, because we work really hard. But when we think about in the beginning, we need to kind of think about exchanges. And if we do not have performances under our belt, we may want to do certain charitable things like walks for cancer or walks for Alzheimer's or different things like that in order to build our resume and also to get experience, right? So one big thing that you might find in the beginning is you're not necessarily booking these gigs that are hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, right? And you might find that you're not in front of hundreds of people, but maybe like a group of 10 people. That's okay. It actually is a great way for you to start and really build up, which will lead me to my next point, your performance, right? People can have an idea that just because, and this is really important, they envision themselves performing like Beyonce, I don't know, like someone amazing, right? Like think about the person that you're like, I love that performance of that person. And a little side note there, it's really a great exercise to go find artists that you love and study not only their like vocals, but like how are they performing, and then plop yourself in front of a mirror, as odd as this is, and like drill doing that. Drilling is so important. Drilling these kinds of things. How you're going to talk to an audience, how you're going to move. Guys, I cannot stress that enough, and how important it is to take you from being kind of like, I'm a little awkward moving, because you're going to have awkward performances. Kind of just part of the course, right? To being like, yeah, I don't care how I move. If I need to be really big, I'll be really big. But like, it is crucial that you actually, yes, envision a great performance. Like really sit there. There's a lot behind this, which is pretty crazy how we're moving and evolving as a whole, and like science and stuff, and like neurologically, I could go crazy, but it's really cool. And you can look up other things on that. But there is studies behind this, and it's not just like la 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 people's thoughts. It's like, no, there's like in-depth science behind this, that when you envision and then you drill, you'll get that result more and more and more. Now, it might not happen overnight, but it will. So keep in mind as you're starting as a performer, like, yes, you can get to that point, but you're probably going to go through, most likely going to go through odd stages with it, where like even talking to audiences over and over. I see this over and over, right? Where people get up and they're like, hi guys, I'm Patrice. Thank you so much for coming, right? And I commend them. Why do I commend them? People might be like, that's weird. That sounds awkward. That sounds robotic. Because they're actually doing it, right? And the only way to get better at it is by doing it, right? To find your flow. How do I talk to an audience? So that's another big thing that happens. I think in the beginning people think like, oh, I'm going to be doing this, like I'm going to be out there, like I'm going to have all of these, even stage, right? I'm going to have all these lights and all these things, and it's not always. But the cool thing is you can continue to create more and more of your vision, and if you continue to do that course, guess what? You will get there. All right, let me move forward. Okay, another thing is a lot of times people think they're going to go out there performing. There's going to be like tons of fans, people who love them. They're going to chant their name. They're going to be doing all these things. And in the beginning, you're building your name. So people probably won't know who you are. You might have, which can be super helpful. It's like have your friends come along and be your support there, right? That can be really great for your own morale and kind of working your way through these. But you can't expect to have all of these adoring fans. Like this is a big thing with social media, right? People are like, I'm going to put out some content and all of a sudden it's just going to take off and go crazy. I've been there. I could be crazy, right? Like I could have those ideas. So I get it. But like then it's like, oh wait, no, let me reel back. I'm going to do this stuff consistently for a long period of time. How long I can't tell you, but like take years for certain things to kind of really gain momentum. So that's the thing with this is, yes, you can get to a point where you have fans that are really admiring what you're doing. And also keep it in mind, like, I don't know about you, but it's pretty cool. Even one fan, right? You're one person. It's like, whoa, that's one person. I heard this, and this to me really put so many things in perspective, right? Heard someone talking about as you build your social media, think about these people, right? It's always hard because we're not necessarily right in front of them, but like, oh, like if I have 500 fans, think about what an audience of 500 would look like, right? Say you have like 10,000. I think I might have like 15,000 fans or like people. And I'm like, that's like a stadium of 15,000 people. That's pretty dang cool. And I say that because we can forget at times, right? We can just think like, oh, that's just a number. And it's like, no, there's real people attached to the other end of that. And so be it 2, be it 20, be it 200, whatever, 2,000. I'm going to try my math now, 20,000. Like you're creating that. There's people attached to that. So that's pretty darn cool. That's on the social media end of it. And eventually, you know what, performance-wise, you'll keep building up into that there. One of the last points I want to make is that a lot of times people think just because you decide to be a musician that all of a sudden it's just going to happen, that you are making a living off of being a musician, and that can take time. That's where too I'm a huge advocate of really understanding the business end of it, and to be able to understand that there's multiple flows of cash flow that we want to be honing in on. And to learn more about that, feel free to check out in the description below. There are some helpful resources for sure. You can also check out the webinar 5 Pillars of Success in the Music Industry. There I really break down the fundamental things that we need to be happening. But yes, you will not always, sometimes you're going to need those side jobs in order to really help keep yourself afloat, right? You might be sharing apartments with people. You might be falling into a little bit more of that starving artist, but we definitely don't want to stay there, and you definitely do not need to stay there. But yes, it can be the reality that, I keep saying the reality, it can be the idea. That's what I need to say, people. We can turn any idea into reality. Haha, I'll turn that around there. But that is the truth. It can be the idea that just because someone says, hey, I've decided I now want to be a singer, I want to be a musician, whatever it may be, that now you're going to be able to have all of your financial ends allow you to do that. And that can take time to do that. Again, shameless plug here. Check out the description below because there's some really useful sources there to help you be able to do that. Because that is my passion. I love to help artists be able to see, no, it's not going to be this or that. But by combining these things, we really can be thriving artists and not starving artists. So if you like this, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, and much love to you all. Stay your course. You can get there, but it won't happen overnight.